Listen, I've had the great fortune to be around some very famous people, some of which are on the stage now, but this next cat I'm gonna call out might be the most famous person I've ever been around. Give it up for Kai Cenat.
Boy, Kai.
Oh shit, I have a big impact on the world, on people.
Well, when we were kids, obviously, I had 3 older sisters that were part of
That boy Brady.
And they were all great athletes, but I saw what they did for our family. And for me to be at the ball fields my entire life growing up and going to women's softball games and women's soccer games, and I was like, that was my entire life. So it was an early age for all of us, and then the fact that we got to move on to a professional level, and then to have my kids, you know, be a part of all these incredible moments that I had, but then to experience it with you guys, I mean, look at what sports is doing for us right now.
Ain't gonna lie, it's a crazy lineup up there. You got Kai, you got Tom, Maverick, Bron, and Wemby. Don't know who he is. I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know. I can't really tell who that is. Well, him. But you feel me? That's a crazy lineup, man. That's like you say, it don't get no more famous than them right here, man.
Coming from all over the world, you guys are fans of lots of different teams, but we're all in this room together to share like a really unique moment. This is a unique moment in my life. You don't see many of these rooms full of people with this much excitement. So it's an amazing impact, not personally from the inside out, but also from the outside in. And I think the important part is for us always to, you know, hold sports at a high standard, and always, you know, as athletes, I always felt it was a responsibility to show up every day and give you guys everything I had. And I know Bron does that. I'm sure Victor is doing that, because you guys are the reasons why we show up every day and play our ass off.
Bron, we've been doing this a long fucking time. We've been all over the world, from China to all over the place, all over the world. Does it ever cease to be what sports can do when you put together like this and people getting excited? And is that why you still play and love it?
Absolutely. I mean, like you said, we've been all over the world, man.
And I say, I don't know. How much longer, bro?
How much longer, Bron?
I can't play that much further, and the more time that I play, as long as he keeps smacking my fucking shots and putting the stands don't make me tired. So
We gotta make those records truly unbreakable. You gotta keep going, because like he's worked so hard to get to this point. Now just take it out of reach. And the rest of us, I can't even do that.
And for you, obviously sports has brought you to a whole other country. Obviously you played around the world.
That boy Wemby. Wemby Yamba.
You guys really got that was scary watching that game. Unbelievable, one of the best games I've seen. But what is it for you? What does it feel like for you to be in a whole other country playing a sport that you love, living in the city, traveling around America? What does that feel like? Are you loving it? And is it what you expected?
yeah, it's what I expected more. Coming from Europe, basketball first does things here, and it's the best country here to be an athlete by far. Obviously, it's hard to live with the family, and my life is different from even all the tough American prospects. But hey, I mean, I get this life. I mean, I'm so happy, and I know it's a sacrifice to be away from the family.
Hey, Kai, I'm a little offended. They're up here talking about greatness. No one's asking you or me anything about that.
I was just with Kai. This is gonna sound really crazy. We were together 2 days ago, in Cannes, and we were doing something together. He came to the back and he was like talking to me. It's cool. It's the first time we met.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Maverick, forget all that. I'm with LeBron James! I'm with LeBron James! Hey!
Hell no,
Hold on.
I guess shout out to Comment. Like, bro, like really though, just being up here, like this lineup is crazy. Like I said, you got Kai, you got Brady, you got Maverick, Bron, Wemby. Like I said, I the dude in the pink shirt, I don't know. I think I know him, but I can't think of his name. But like, give it to Kai for bringing the energy, bro. Like,
I tried to hold it in, chat. I tried to hold it in, but hey, I'm not about to act like I'm not next to Tom Brady, LeBron James, Maverick, and Wemby. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know how I'm here right. I don't even know what's going on right now. It's like, yo, make some noise, y'all. No cat. Oh, yo, yeah, hold on. So, y'all know I'm from New York. Yo, yeah. The best city in the world, you are. New York City. The Bronx in the building. Brooklyn in the building. Queens in the building. Staten Island in the building. Manhattan in the building. Woo!
Hey, Kai, I want to ask you, you're the biggest streamer in the world. You've had everyone, Ron, you've faced around the stream. You've had a bunch of people to stream. I think I know the answer to this. Does this get old to you? Do you pinch yourself that you're on stage with some of the greatest to ever do it?
Hell
like really though.
No. I just told you, I don't even know how I'm here. Like, it's like sometimes you just gotta glaze. Like, I feel like, it's just like y'all got like a nice like aura to y'all. Like damn, like I feel amazing. I'm just glad to be here. Like, I'm really in the barbershop with the GOATs right now, y'all. Like, I'm glazing. I don't care though. I don't care. Look, huh? Yeah, we on the street. Wait, hold on. Where my cameraman at? Yeah, we on the street. Yo, chat right there. Yup.
That stream is so big, my mom was watching that stream.
So, by the way, we were in the back. Tom was there, Bron was there, Wemby was there. It was chaotic, whatever. And then this swarm came, and it almost felt unsafe. I'm like, what the hell's going on? They're like, oh, Kai's here. All right, he's just to let you know, the levels of just, when did you realize, Kai, that it wasn't just you in front of your camera or computer screen talking to friends? When did you realize you had a real impact and it was a much bigger thing?
Gonna be honest, a riot happened like 3 years ago, 2023, downtown. So let me get into it. Try to do a giveaway. I thought 100 people was gonna show up. Ended up being 10,000. It was crazy. Like, that's when I knew, like, damn, like, I gotta start taking things more serious. I gotta influence. I gotta start being careful with the things I do. So,
right.
And I'm just glad to build the relationship that I got with my chat, because, like, without them, like, I'm nothing for real. Like, so, like, they know everything about me. We have these memories that I go through. This is gonna be a core memory right here, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. God is good. I'm grateful.
You had, I'm sorry, yeah, I was just saying, that's in that perspective too for all of us, because so many ways we still feel like the same way. Like, I'm sure Bron feels this, I do too. Even though I'm almost 50 years old, I still remember the first moment.
Damn, Tom is. Damn, Tom is damn near 50, ain't
he? So grounded, like, you meet people, and I think for me now, when I meet all these young NFL players, one thing I always try to help them be the best they can be. Because when I was a young player, all the older guys, they try to help me be the best I can be. Right? So much of life is when you achieve what you want to achieve, and how do you know other people achieve what they want to achieve. And I think the world changes, like how what he's doing and the impact he has. Well, he's impacted the world in a great way too. So life continues to change and evolve, and you learn from the people that are older from you, and then eventually you start learning from the people younger than you too, which is an amazing part. They see the journey they're on, how they're doing, and that
continue to inspire you to be better. So it's amazing for me to be up here with you, with your following, all the people you got that follow you every day. My son is a big Smart fan.
Ooh, glaze me. Yes, Tom. Thank you, bro.
Tom, one big question before I come to you would be, how have my Giant fans been treating up and taking care of me?
I want to hear that. How does it feel being you have many sons? See what I look to you? And he goes right with me, but I had to make sure I beat him in the games. You know, that's some right over him. He beat me in the big games, so, you know, it's okay. I'm going to work a lot. My son lives here, but you guys keep talking on your shit.
One thing I had a up close seat is to, you know, over the years, LeBron's off-season regimen and how seriously he takes it and how he's always challenging himself to be greater and do new things, incorporate new things. You've had somewhat of an interesting summer, a non-traditional summer that hit the net recently. Talk to us about what you've been up to this off-season.
A lot. I've been around the world. I was just in China for 2 weeks.
Damn, you was in China for 2 weeks? Or 2 weeks ago.
Well, you can't just casually drop practicing at the monks. Talk to us about what
Yeah, like.
Are you allowed to talk about it? Are you allowed to talk about it?
Of course I am. It was a great experience. You know, my goal over there was putting my body through things it's not used to do, you know, and allowing it to widen my range of movements, the strength. And this was probably as different as possible from what I'm used to doing, you know. So, cook food every day, you know, no, it was like a vegan temple, monastery.
I ain't gonna lie, this is crazy.
And,
Like,
and it was supposedly no picture were to come out because I wasn't like isolated, but hey, you know.
So let me let me ask you, what you eat for breakfast?
You went wrong. They couldn't feed you enough over there.
So the temple is vegan, so there's no meat in there. So breakfast 5 a.m. was boiled zucchinis and rice noodles. So I had to get out of the temple, so I made sure I didn't lose weight and actually eat some real food. But it was tough. It was an experience.
Anything to get smaller,
They might work for you, but not for me.
hell no, welcome to the shop.
Shave those dreads. Oh yeah, you're not dedicated like that.
Everybody has to shave their hair off, right?
Yes, it's the first thing we did, literally. And
Okay.
It's about Buddhism and I'm pretty sure I'm Buddhist now. I mean, they made me say something in Chinese. I'm not sure what it was. It was definitely worth it.
I want to sign anything, did you?
I want to ask a follow-up to both Tom and LeBron. We know about your greatness. We know about championships, Super Bowls. You know, you guys are at the top. You're on anyone's Mount Rushmore. How important, you're on their Mount Rushmore, for sure. How important a role did off-season play in your careers, your off-season?
Shit, that's when you gotta grind.
It builds towards those championships. It builds to the accomplishments that you want to have throughout the course of the season. You know, I never want to put myself in a position where I came into a season unprepared. You know, so I've always used the off season to critique my game more than anybody. You know, there's not a coach, there's not an analyst, there's not anybody in the world that can, critique my game or critique the way I want to prepare myself. So, the off season is all about retooling, being uncomfortable like Wendy was just talking about. That was the most uncomfortable state you've ever been in, and that's good, that's great for you, being comfortable, being uncomfortable. So, the off season when I won the 4 championships and I've had, memorable seasons, whatever the case may be, and even when I've lost the championships, that doesn't mean that I wasn't prepared. I was always prepared enough to get started off season.
Let me know what you think, but off season for me is when you separate from the others, when all the workers and notice, it's your chance to do things.
Exactly. Like Wemby said and Bron said, that's the off season where you retool, you separate yourself from the others. It's about how hard you outwork people. Like I said, in Bron's case, bro, this is how long. That's why he's been able to play as long as he has. and perform still having his name in the top 10 players in the league. Cause he take care of his body, and he eat right, and he works hard. Like legit, he's still, bro, dude is damn 41, playing in his 22nd year, bro. He's been in the league so long that he's now playing with his son. And I don't just see why people try to hate on him, man. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And it just don't be, I don't get it, man. But when Wemby said it right, this offseason when you separate yourself from people you are competing against.
Others don't quit. Exactly. Yeah, I think when you're during the season, obviously you're around your guys. You guys are building towards one common goal, and that's to ultimately host the Lombardi Trophy or the Larry O'Brien Trophy. That is the goal. But the all seasons where you get an opportunity to actually do more, like looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing ways that you can be better. Your teammates ain't with you that much in the off season. You will be with them at some points throughout the off season, and you guys running around and working on timing, or you guys getting to the gym, you guys are working on things. But most of the time,
it's by yourself.
It's been with family, but also for yourself. Like you have to design yourself to how I am going to be great, and put yourself in the most simulated moments possible. So when those moments come during the season, postseason, games, that's big games, 3 and 4 nights. These guys play on a Sunday and then have to play again on a Thursday.
Right.
That type of shit, you have to be able to prepare yourself in the off season for those moments.
I think it's so interesting. For a long time, I ended up playing 23 seasons, but when I was in college too,
23 seasons is crazy in the NFL.
It was different than LeBron. I think LeBron in a lot of ways had a lot tougher path, for me, because there was always such high expectations for you all the time. It's his high school, and I always admired that he held himself to such a high standard, because the standard was already so high. There was a lot of times in my career people didn't expect much from me, so I had to kind of fight a different way. And what I realized for me was I had that off season. For me, I made it almost feel like it was when I was at Michigan, for example. I'm in the off season. I made it feel like I was playing Ohio State. I really did. I had to train that way. And then when I got to the pros, like in the off season, I would go through workouts with my receivers, and we made sure the ball didn't hit the ground. So if I was throwing passes to Randy or Julian or Wes or Gronk or whoever it was, if the ball hit the ground, we had a problem. And there was almost a level of intensity, because the only way to deal with the stress in the moment, I can imagine being at the free throw line, make 2 free throws to win the game and send it to overtime. And for a quarterback,
you feel me? Them game-winning drives.
So you practice that 2-minute drill like it really meant something, because you didn't want to wait for that big moment to deal with the emotions of the big moment. I always felt like I needed to deal with those emotions all the time. I didn't make every moment a big moment. So during the season, it was super important to practice hard and practice well, because I needed all those guys that I got in the huddle with to deal with, man, this is big, Cody's gonna yell at me, this is gonna happen. I needed them, to push them outside, like LeBron said, being uncomfortable with, that being comfortable with the uncomfortable. I had to make people feel uncomfortable. I had to make myself feel uncomfortable. You don't want to have to wait to the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl to be uncomfortable.
You're uncomfortable,
That's
right.
the moment you need to be comfortable. So you can put yourself in that moment, like, kind of in a way, predating that, then you gave yourself a huge advantage. I think when I got in those big moments, I felt comfortable, because all season long, it was always about, when we get there, we can't fail.
All right, this motherfucker ready to put on the helmet again.
Hey, bro, Brady and Brian and Gronk on that. Man, that would be a crazy duo. Like trio, I mean, like that would be crazy, bro. Like just imagine Brady in the pocket, then you got Brian and Gronk on the outside, or like who's stopping that? Like, don't get me wrong, I know this is NFL, contact, boom, boom, but who motherfuckers had problems with Gronk. Just imagine Brian on the outside. Like it's crazy, bro. Like I said, that'll be insane, bro.
Hey, Kyle, we're talking about preparation. You played a couple of celebrity basketball. What's your preparation been for your celebrity?
No, you gotta be Drewski. I ain't too hard.
game, you know, I get in that gym, my boy Chris Brickley, you know, I put some shots. With Chris, I make sure, you know, I get my rest, you know, because I try to make sure if I have a game the next day, my chat not gonna get no streams the day before. Chat, I'm already can't stream. I gotta lock in, I gotta stay focused. I gotta get my rest in, you know, I gotta put my shots up. And all the time, like, I gotta get a comparison so much. Like, Kai, you play like Braun, you play like Curry, you play like... I know it's like, before I walk in that tunnel, and I see supporters out there, I gotta stay focused. I can't let it get to my head. You know
Boy, that boy Kai
I
terrible. I ain't gonna lie.
If my girl on that sideline, I'm dropping 40.
On me.
If my girl on that sideline, I'm dropping 40 though. But that's how you gotta make sure you stay focused.
On me. Shorty on the sideline, got y'all 40.
One of the things I love about you already is I know you're funny, you have fun, but you take shit serious. And when we were together, you were talking about your university, the Streamer University. So where did that
On me, W Streamer University, man.
others, making sure you look after people, where did that come from? And what made you develop the university? Tell us about it.
So I got inspired to do Streamer University by watching Harry Potter, watching it, and I was like, man, this would be cool to do in real life.
Yep.
And I looked at it in a deeper moment and said, damn, I'm at the point where it's kind of like where the platform I stream on is like I'm my own platform itself. So I can help somebody that's in the same lane as me that might be smaller and give them a chance to shine light. Because I feel like there's a lot of talented content creators or anybody who ain't here that do content that know how hard streaming really is. But I feel like the talent sometimes, like, if it's in front of the right people, it's gonna go crazy. And Streamer University was a time to bring big creators and small creators, put them in the same world under a college simulation, and get them to like learn different things on how to stream better or how to budget their money and do smarter things while they trying to become the best creator that they are. And what made me happy is helping them. Like, I'm at the point where I'm like, just helping somebody else out feels good. It feels great. So it's like, why not? And I just loved how that concept did work out and it did do good. So.
Hey Kai, I don't know if you realize you actually do have something in common with LeBron. You're both sending people to the University of Akron to get an education, as you are through your LRMR Foundation.
Yeah.
You are as well.
I work in stop by that school. I gotta go visit. I wanna go like stop by that school and go say what's up to them.
Always welcome, always welcome.
For sure.
Victor, in the NBA, have you found other players, older players, being very helpful to you as you've taken this journey becoming an NBA player?
Yeah, more and more. You know, last time I saw Braun, I told him I had some questions for him.
Boy, that boy Wimpy stay healthy, boy.
Questions I had to do as two guys, KD, Braun. I had the chance to talk to Jokic for like 45 minutes at All-Star, so and I'm taking notes. Like when I'm told something, I don't forget it, and it's super precious for sure.
You have any questions for Kai? Is Kai on that list?
Yeah.
I gotta hear what Joe is if I see you. Because everything he's on, like, really? Let me see that notebook.
I want to see that. Exactly. Tom, you still get calls from quarterbacks in the league now? You still up?
Yeah, all the time. Coaches, owners, general managers, quarterbacks, receivers. So yeah, I feel like I have a great relationship with everybody. And again, it's like, how do we keep elevating sport? And you obviously feel that way about basketball, and you're trying to help streamers. And, you know, I want to continue to see football get better and better. And I think good thing about being on TV, I get to broadcast the games on Sunday, is like, I get a great voice when I don't see it being done the right way. You know,
Right.
when the guy's not playing the right way and coach is not calling the right things, and it's a fun thing to be able to do because I think we all want to see everything continue to get better and deliver the product of football, the games getting better, the better decision making, and guys playing longer, less injuries, and I just think if you can do that, it'll continue to get better and better.
I love that. Tom, any advice you could give, to a young man at the beginning of his journey, right? You having maybe the most successful career we've ever seen in football and sports. Any advice that you wish someone had given you at this stage in your career, Rebecca?
I feel like I'm, pretty bad at like advice because everyone's gonna find their own path, and in the end, I did what I I felt was right for me. But I had, again, my journey was different. I had to take some different paths. Like how I took care of my body was a lot different than how a lot of other guys had to take care of their body. Basketball is a totally different thing than football. You know, like I had, you know, Matt mentioned me being a quarterback at one point. Now I'm a lot thinner. I'm a lot thinner now because I used to take a lot of hits. So like I actually get thick for like the pounding of football because I had Aaron Donald chasing me. I'm not gonna run away from him. Hey yo, that shit hurts. You get thick.
Paul. Ain't talking about Paul.
What do you think I said?
I think you said thick.
I thought you said I said thick. I'm like, no, I got hit. There you go. Zach hit. So let me ask you this, which wasn't live.
Let me ask you this, Tom. I'm going to make an example up. Any advice for someone that maybe he's contemplating retirement, that's played, let's say, I don't know, like 22 seasons in the sport?
Man, let Bron decide when he want to do it, man.
No, I could imagine because, you know, look, I went through in many ways what he's gone through, and I think the challenge probably is less physical for him than it is probably mental and emotional. And he's got a lot of other things tearing at him, and there's business things with his children, and now that Bronny's playing, and you know, Bryce is getting older, and he wants to be there for his family, and there's a lot of family demands. And I think the challenge about getting older as an athlete is like, you know, for all of us, not everyone here is working, you know, and your work is really important, but so are other parts of your life too. And then you have to make a choice as an athlete, because you don't get to determine when the games are when you're a player. You got to show up and play when they tell you to play. So you miss weddings, you miss birthdays, you miss Christmases, you miss Thanksgivings, and there gets a point where you're like, okay, I just don't want to give that up anymore. To have a little bit more flexibility in your life, and I think that's what weighs on you a little bit. But there's nobody in my mind that's navigated it as good as what LeBron has.
You know
what he's done in basketball in this age, with all the pressure and intensity that's been on him in Olympics and, you know, the different teams that he's been on, and he's always done things the right way. He's always risen above all the noise and the BS and continued to deliver. So you're witnessing the greatest ever, and I hope you guys all appreciate that.
You know what? Like, you know what? I'm gonna just say it. Bro, you can't retire the game. You can't imagine,
bro.
From my perspective, like, I'm 23, bro. Like, I've been watching, like, you've been there the whole time, so like, it literally is crazy. Literally, you can play basketball your whole day. Like, it doesn't feel weird. Well, same for Victor as well.
He was drafted.
It will feel weird, bro. Like when Bron, like, bro, when Bron retired, bro, it's like, bro, what the, like, legit, like I say, he played more games than the younger dudes do, and he's older. Like, so it's just gonna be different, bro. Like. Hey man, hey, when LeBron, whenever you decide to do it, bro, that's when you do it, dog.
Before I was born.
What'd he say?
Wow. So Kai, how many more years you gotta play? For you? Because it's up to you, really.
Like, 10 more? 10 more?
Is 10 more enough for you guys? All right, will you stretch it out, Ron, for 10 more? We're out here. Thank you, guys. No, appreciate y'all.
On me, that's a crazy lineup right there. Like I said, that's an elite lineup, man. Like I said, shout out to Kyle, Brady, Maverick, Wemby, and like I said, I don't know dude name, but shout out to the barbershop live, man. Like I said, shout out to Fanatics, bro. Like I said, it just, hey man, like I said, you can do whatever you want to do, bro. You just put the work in, bro. Like I said, look at these dudes up here, bro. Kai, Brady done it for a long time in the NFL. You feel me? He is considered to go, until Pat take him out. You know that boy Pat Mahomes. Shout out to that boy. But you got Maverick, you got Bron. Bron's still doing it. He the GOAT. You feel me? Whatever, minus what people say about Mike. It's cool. It is what it is. Mike to go to, but Wemby coming up, young dude. You feel me? He stay healthy. He will be a problem. Like I said, just hey man, if you got the belief in what you can do, bro, do it. Look at them. God, one of the biggest streamers in the world, bro. You want to be a content creator, bro? This look at him and his blueprint. Like I said, I'm on here doing YouTube. You feel me? I finally broke out of it and said I'm gonna do it. So, yeah, if you want to do it, you can do it, bro. Like I said, shout out to the new subscribers to the channel, man. Shout out to the old subscribers, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. See you.